afternoon. My name is Michelle and I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up in New South Wales. I'm in a little place called Mossfar, which is just below Sydney, roughly halfway between Sydney and Canberra. You'll find all my details on my blog, which is butterfliesandbows.com. Now, butterflies and bows, butterflies, that's what we're doing today. We're going to be looking at a new product. Now, this product is called Butterfly Bouquet, and I'm going to flip this camera over so I can just show you some of the products from this wonderful collection. And this collection is a pre-collection to the new catalogue, which will be coming out in the next couple of months, the new annual catalogue. So you've got a chance to order this now and have it before it comes out in the catalogue. So let me go through, flip my camera and go through everything with you. So just hold on 1 second. Okay, let's hope that you can see everything there. Just wait for it to come up on my iPad so I can just check. Yes, you can even see my terrible notes. Okay, so Butterfly Bouquet. Let me just take that out of the road, pop that over there, and let me show you some of the products in it. Now, the first thing I want to show you is their stamp set. Now, as I said, this will be coming up in the new annual catalogue. So this is the Butterfly Brilliance stamp set. It's a collection of 6 butterflies, but it's all as one stamp. So just move those little bits and pieces. As you can see, it is one stamp, so you can stamp the whole lot all at once. Some people have cut them and separated them. I like to keep it all as one because what they've also done is they've brought out the die cuts for this collection. And in the die cuts, and before I show all of it to you, is this wonderful die cut here, and that cuts out all of those stamps. So you can stamp these images onto a piece of cardstock and make it a card front and just put a sentiment on top of it, or you can cut them all out. But it doesn't stop there. Before I show you the rest of the dies, let me show you something else that they've done. And I'm going to bring in some of their designer series paper. So this designer series paper is only available at the moment while they've got this promotion happening. So if you want it, you need to order it now. Do not wait for the annual catalogue. You might be disappointed because from what I've heard today, I don't believe this paper is going to be available. So this is one of the sheets out of the designer series paper. It's a 6x6. And if I pop this on top of that, it also cuts out all of those beautiful butterflies, and what you end up with is a lot of individual butterflies like this. This is just a few that I still haven't used up, so you can use those. It makes your crafting a lot faster as well. So because they just cut them out just beautifully, and you can add them onto cards. And if you keep an eye out over on my blog over the next month, you will see lots of cards made with these die cuts. So that's just one thing that they've done with this range, but let me just finish showing you the rest of the range. So as I said, that's the stamp set that cuts out all those beautiful butterflies, and that retails for about $30 here in Australia. The next one is all these wonderful dies. Now there's lots and lots of dies in this set. So you have your dies. You've got the one that I've showed you, which cuts out all the stamps, butterflies in the stamps, and all the butterflies in this designer series paper. Then you have all these lovely intricate dies, which are the same ones. So if I take this one here and this die cut here, it's actually, turn it upside down, it's actually the same size and shape as that piece there. So you could easily cut that out in a piece of vellum and layer it over the top of this one here. Now I do have a card I'm working on, and I'm not going to show you my card, but I do have, if I can find it, hold on one second, it's just gone walkies, where I have cut out one of these beautiful intricate dies. So let me just put it on a piece of paper for you so you can see it. And let me just remove this big die cut here. And whoops, that's the die there. So that has cut out that. And isn't that beautiful? There is so much detail in that, that die. So you've got 6 dies for each of the 6 butterflies. So let me just remove those. You can see there are a few there I haven't used as yet. Then you have these 3 little pieces here. And these little pieces here, this one here we're going to use today, so I'll show you what that one does in a moment. But this one here cuts out brickwork. And so what you can do is you can cut out the little pieces, and it leaves holes, and whatever you've got underneath can show through. And that's the same with this little one here that I'm going to use today. But this one here cuts out little holes. And then whatever your cardstock you've got underneath is going to show through. This one here doesn't actually cut, but it makes an impression on your cardstock. So it leaves like a hash type of or a basket weave type pattern on your cardstock. And then you've got these 2 little butterflies as extras as well. So there is a lot in this die set. So very worth it, especially if you love butterflies, and I love butterflies, hence why my business name is Butterflies and Bows. So that's your stamp set. Then we have your embossing folder, or not your embossing folders, but your dies to cut out with, and your designer series paper, which I started having a look at. So we've got this beautiful one here, which you could use as a full sheet or cut out all your butterflies. Then you have this one here, which is like I've got a wash underneath it with all your butterflies on top. Another one with a wash with yellow butterflies. A rainbow array of butterflies. And there's a beautiful green one with butterflies. And then a smaller version of that big one with lots of butterflies. Now if I flip this over, then you have all these beautiful papers on the back, colours on the back, which you can use with all of those dies. So there's quite a range of colours that this coordinates with as well. Okay, so that's your designer series paper. And what else is in there? There's one more paper that comes in this set. And this is like it's a specialty paper. Let me just turn this over so I can tell you what it's called. It's called Natural Touch Specialty Paper. And it's like a paper with a wood grain. Okay, so one side of it has got like a definite pine type wood grain, and turn it over and it's the same colour, but just a little bit of the same all over type grain on it. And we're actually going to use this paper today in our card that we're making today. Now the butterfly, now I'm not going to promise I can pronounce this quite correctly, BIJOU, which is your designer series paper, is $20 a pack. Then you have your Natural Touch specialty paper, which is $10.50. Now if you wanted to purchase all of those together, you can purchase the Butterfly Brilliance collection for $125, and that will give you everything that you see here. So that's probably the way I would go with, and actually that's the way I did go with, $125 to get the whole lot. Just remember that this particular paper here, your designer series paper, the Butterfly Bouquet, is only available while stocks last. So this is only probably going to be available now. I can't see this happening going on into our annual catalogue. So if you want to get this collection, this is the time to get it and make some beautiful cards with these butterflies. Now, as I said, just keep an eye out on my blog, because I have been working on cards today. So over the next month, I will be putting up cards that I have made with this collection. Now, also too, on my blog, I will put up a copy of the flyer. Unfortunately, I couldn't print it up today, so there will be a copy of the flyer where you can find all the codes you need to order it, plus a link to my store. If you live here in Australia, you can order from me as well. So let me just remove all of this. We don't need my scratching anymore. So let's pop all that to one side. And let's have a look at the card we're going to make today. Now, I've made this card fairly simple, just because I didn't want to take up a huge amount of time today. I've got a huge amount of work myself to do, as well with my other business, my alterations. So what I have done is I have pre-cut my designer series paper, and I've got my butterflies that I've chosen to use, which we're going to use those 3 butterflies. So that comes out of that big sheet. And remind you again, that one there. And if we place our, whoops, I don't want it to go flying because I need some of those dies today. Place that big one over the top, we can cut all of those out. So that's what I've done there, and I've run that through my cut and emboss machine to cut them out, and they've cut out beautifully. They line up really, really well. But I also did use a post-it note just to keep that all in line for us, so it didn't move when going through my cut and emboss machine. So we need those. We also need a circle. Now, I've cut this with my stitched circle dies, and it's not the largest one, it's the next one down. I also need our card base. Now, our card base is 10.5 centimeters in width by the length of your A4 paper, which is 29.9 centimeters, and I've scored that in half at 14.9 and folded it, and then using my bone folder I've actually creased, move those out of the road, crease that down, okay, just to give us a nice firm crisp line across the top there. I also have a piece of this specialty paper which we're going to use, and I've cut this at 10 centimeters in width by 14.4 centimeters in length. Then what I have done, I have used this little die here. Okay, now I have pre-done this, and I've cut out, whoops, if I can pick that up, all those holes. Now see what happens when I put that over the top. My Misty Moonlight comes through that timber look paper, and you're left with all those little holes. Now that is quite easy to do by placing this on and running it through your cut and emboss machine. Now I do have a little strip here which is around about 2 centimeters by 10, which is going to go on the inside of my card, and I need to put a couple of these on here. So what I thought I would do is we'll run this through so you can have a look at how that happens. Now I'm just going to use my little mini one here for this one. For the other one I had to use my big machine, so we're just going to use the mini one. Pop all those out, so I hope you can see that. And I'm going to grab my folders. So I've got my plate 1, I'll put plate 2 on top. I'm going to put my little piece of DSP on top of there and pop that on. Where I want those holes to go. I'm only going to pop them at one side, and then we're just going to run this through, making sure you hold that nice and firm. Take all those plates out. Let's remove this. I only want to put holes in one spot. And we're left with all those holes there. Now I've got a little strip here of the Misty Moonlight cardstock, and which is again 10 centimeters wide, but I've made it 2.3 millimeters in width. So it's 10 that way and 2.3, and then this one here was only 2. So we're going to adhere that down. Now just remember, we don't want to have glue oozing out of those holes, so you only probably need to put just a little bit. Every time I pick up one of these glues, it's almost running out. So I'm just going to dot a few little spots of glue there, and then just continue down there like that. Pop that onto there. And line all that up. Now I've just got that hanging over a little bit on that end, so I'm just going to trim that back. Beautiful. So that's going to go on the inside, on our insert for our card. Now this is our insert, and again that's 10 centimeters in width by 14.4 centimeters in length. So let's just pop a little bit of multi-purpose glue on the back of that. And then that can go there like that. Now I do have a couple of these little butterflies left, so I'm going to pop another one just on there. Oops. Pop that one on there like so. So that's the insert of our card done. Pop that over there so I don't lose that. And let's grab our card base and pop. I'll pop that into there. So just put again a bit of multi-purpose glue. Reason why I like using my multi-purpose glue is it gives me a bit of slip, so I can actually move the cardstock around and position it exactly where I want it to go. And you have to work quickly, but you do have a couple of minutes, or a couple of seconds really, probably, to do this. And once you're happy with that, then that's the inside of our card. So now all we have left to do is the outside of our card. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to adhere again our timber look panel on the front that I've already cut the holes in. And if you notice too, I've turned this around, so I've got like this hole here is there in one spot but over here on another, so I've actually moved that piece around so they're not always all the same. Okay, so again we're just going to pop a little bit of glue, give that bottle a bit of a shake. Don't like throwing it out until I know I've got every little skerrick of that glue out. Just try not to put too much glue close to holes, but we do want to have a bit of this around. Pop that on there. Make sure we position that exactly where we want it. Looking good so far. Okay, so we're going to have, there's only a little bit of stamping in this because our butterflies are already done. So we're going to stamp our sentiment. Now the sentiment I've chosen because this set doesn't actually come with any sentiments in it. So I've actually gone to another butterfly collection. I've gone to Butterfly Gala because I really love this font and I really like the sentiment, Hello Beautiful. So this card can be used for anything. It can be used as a birthday card, or it can just be used if you're sending a note to somebody. So I'm going to stamp our Hello Beautiful, and I'm going to use Memento. So I've already popped this on my block. I'm going to ink it up. Now normally if you're using a photopolymer stamp, you do put a mat underneath it, but I find with just a line and just for sentiments, I don't really need it, and I've got a few layers of paper here anyway. So I don't want to put it in the middle. I'm just going to put it to one side because I do want a butterfly or maybe two butterflies coming out over this a little bit. Now, isn't that sentiment gorgeous? And that's come out really well. So I'm happy with that. So now we just need to position where we're going to pop this and pop our butterflies. So what I'm going to do is I might actually, let's just have a look. Because I do have all of these butterflies left. These are the three that I thought I would use when I was sort of playing with this. Because this one here has got your blues in it. So I thought we might have him coming up at the top there somehow. This one here we might pop underneath. Hello to those that are watching. Really great that you're joining us today. Please leave a message. You never know, if you leave your name and a comment, then this card could even get sent to you. And I think we might pop this little one here. Okay. Don't want all these butterflies going in the same direction because they do flutter in different ways. So I'm going to pop that little one there. I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue on the tip of his wing because what I want to do is join him up with the circle. So I'm just popping a little bit there, and I'm going to position that just there like that. Just hold it down and let that stick for a little bit. So Kim and Glenda, where are you both from? Are you here in Australia or are you from overseas? And if you're in Australia, where are you? Thank you. Sorry about that, guys. I've got to learn how to turn that off. Okay, so where are we going to pop this butterfly here? I think we might pop him, put a bit of glue all over the back here. My alterations business is actually closed today, so but people don't always take note of those times. So, and we're going to pop that one there, but this one we're going to pop it on some dimensionals. So I've got our large dimensionals here, and because we've glued all these together, I'm going to pop some of the dimensionals onto these butterflies because it's going to pop them up. Put a few on the back of our circle. Just take the backings off. As I said, this just makes really good quick cards. As long as you've got, you know, some sets that have got some really nice sentiments in it. But I mean, you can also do, I've been making a few cards lately without any sentiments at all, because sometimes it's nice just to have a card that's a little bit more universal. Pop that there. That over the top. That's looking Great. Now I thought we might just add a little bit of bling. And my go-to bling at the moment is this one here, which is called Elegant Faceted Gems. I'm probably going to have to order myself some more of these because very soon we'll be getting a new catalogue, which means a lot of these things won't be available. So I'm going to take this. You've got a white one, which is a frosted, then you've got a pink, and I'm going to use the clear ones. So I'll just add a couple of these to this card. So I might add one down there. Another one there. And one more. You always tend to put these in like in threes and also in like a triangle. You want to draw people's attention to it, to whatever is inside that triangle. So I'm just going to pop another one. I'm not going to pop it onto the butterfly, but just above. So there's my triangle there. So I'm bringing the attention to that Hello Beautiful. So that's my card for today. I really hope you've liked that. As I said, jump on, grab hold of this collection. The papers are only available while stocks last. So once they've gone, they've gone. And this is a beautiful, very versatile collection because the stamps and the dies work really, really well together, and the dies work really well with the designer series paper as well. So there's the front of our card. There's the inside of our card. Now just let me flip this camera over again. Won't be one moment. So again, thank you very much for joining us. I hope you can join me again next Friday, and we'll look at making another card using other products by Stampin' Up. So have a lovely day. Remember, go and check my blog. Please leave a comment so I know that you've visited, and anyone who leaves a comment in the next 2 days on my blog or on my Facebook page in regards to this card, I will post this card out to you. Okay, have a lovely day. I'll see you later. See you next Friday. Bye for now.